Well, the Lakers really don't have a choice, Skip. Once the trade deadline passed and Russ was still on their roster, what else could they do? He's not accepting pennies on the dollar. He's not going to let you buy him out for 80, 85% of the money that he's owed. So that wasn't going to happen. Now the better question is, okay, are they going to, not ready to pull the ripcord this summer? I believe that's when they have the better option of getting off Russ. I just think a better question, Skip, do you believe the Lakers, LeBron Lakers, will send Russ, make Russ come off the bench, which I do not believe, because then I think Russ I'm not, bro, this is not me. I'm not doing that.
Agreed.
He had a problem. He let you get away with it one time, Skip. Remember they benched him for the fourth quarter? And he was like, hey, we won. But the next time he came around, he was tapping AD and Brown on the head. I'm sorry, I can't be out there with you. Frank made a decision. You see it started to spill over.
And then the next game, he was mysteriously hurt.
His back tightened up. Back tightened up,
Okay, go ahead.
So that's the thing, Skip. But you know what? I was thinking about this all last night, Skip. The problem is that Russ has not played well, and it's allowed us to fixate on Russ. But the guy that's been worse than Russ, you know who it is. You know who it is.
The quote-unquote GOAT has a new scapegoat.
You will not find one Laker fan, you will not find one basketball analyst that said Anthony Davis. You said Anthony Davis was a top 5 talent, top 10 talent.
Coming into the year, he was surely ranked that way.
Has he played to the level of the talent would suggest?
I don't think he's been Russ bad, but I think he's been not AD good.
But Skip, and the thing is, AD needs to be on a nightly basis. He needs to be first or second best player. There have been nights that he's been third or fourth best player. That's not good enough. But back to our originally scheduled programming, they're stuck with Russ. And that's what happens when you get a guy that only a championship contending team, which the Lakers believe they were. When you're the only one that wants a guy, it better work. Because nobody else that's in contending position is going to take him up off you if he doesn't work for you. Because they're like, well, hell, he ain't working for you. How the hell you think he's going to work with us? He can't work with LeBron, a pass-first guy. Now, AD goes out, so that's your opportunity. Okay, now it's you. He's been in this role a lot, Skip. He and KD, 1-2. He and James Harden, 1-2. He and Bradley Beal, 1-2. So now AD's out, you and Bron, 1-2. And it hasn't worked. It's not going to work. I didn't think it was going to work in the beginning. I said if it were to work, the only reason that it would was because of LeBron. Well, foolish of me, I was like, well, hell, KD couldn't make it work in a year, and KD was in his early 20s. How the hell LeBron gonna make it work in his mid-30s? No, you're stuck. It ain't no pull the ripcord or Band-Aid or whatever terminology they want to use, Skip. When you get a guy like Russell Westbrook, it better work, because guess what? You're not going to be able to get off him during the season. So they're stuck with him. They have no out. They have no other options. This is the rock. Hell, they don't got anybody wants. What? Who? You going to trade Stanley Johnson? You going to trade Avery Bradley? DJ? Trevor Ariza? Who? I mean, who? Other than the big two, who else or someone? Skip, they couldn't even trade Tucker. They was going to trade Tucker and a first-round pick. A team was like, nah, we good. So you got two guys, and you want to keep both of them. So you stuck not only with Russ, with the rest of this entire roster, unless you buy Kent Bazemore, you buy DJ. But you stuck with this. You stuck.
By the way, quick point of order, ESPN did report that at the trade deadline, they had a deal that was done for Christian Wood to come to the Lakers from Houston.
Yeah, they want to dump more salary. Lakers said, nah.
They did not want, according to the ESPN report, didn't want to go over the luxury tax.
Yeah.
Really? Wait a second. The Bus family?
No.
Led by now Jeannie Buss?
No.
The daughter of Dr. Buss didn't want to go over the luxury tax?
We'll go. The Lakers will go over the luxury tax for Dame Lillard. They'll go over the luxury tax for Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. They ain't going no damn luxury tax for no Christian Wood.
Well, if it would help, why not go?
Well, hell, he should help Houston.
Are you pinching pennies now in La La Land?
Well, he hadn't helped Houston.
I thought it was Hollywood.
Skip.
I thought it was the plunging Rams. They'll do anything.
No.
It's
They did.
The all-out Lakers and the all-in Rams. I see.
But here's the thing, Skip. The Rams aren't plunging for just backup guys. They plunge for Von Miller, second and third. Von Miller was a Super Bowl MVP. They plunged for Odell,
Yep.
who's the Rookie of the Year, who's a 3-time Pro Bowl.
I do think Christian Wood's pretty good, but he's not one of those.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not a life changer.
Is he worth going into luxury tax for?
Yes.
Yeah,
If it would help you a little bit, if it would make you 2% better at the trade deadline, I'm going over the luxury tax. Because what does the Bus family really care about the luxury tax?
Okay, Skip.
Seriously.
You know what, Skip? That'll move us up from 9th to 8th. Oh, you're still in the play-in. And you're in the luxury tax in the play-in.
Well,
Stop
what if
it.
it moved you up to 6th, where you
not.
didn't have to fight with the play-in,
No.
right? Okay. I'm going to say this one last time to you, because you are hard-headed, so am I. But I'm going to try one last time to drive this through your hard head. John Wall was sitting there on the table, by all accounts, widely reported that Houston said, yes, we will do this. We will trade you problem for problem, except that John Wall would have been far less of a problem for the Lakers than Russ would have been.
How?
And yet you have to throw in a 2027 first-round pick. 2027?
Yes.
Last time I checked, we're in 22?
Yeah.
Wait, that's 5 years. Who cares about 5 years? You've already mortgaged the future. Who cares? Just do it, because it would give you a far better chance of being a contender in the West. I believe it would have clarified. It would have cleared the decks enough.
John Wall ain't making nobody no contender. Stop that.
Okay, I'm talking about addition by subtraction. I don't even care if John Wall plays. He's a clutch client, so maybe he just go along with whatever's supposed to be the mood of the team now. I'll just sit and watch. He can be an assistant coach for all I care. He can be a practice
So
player.
now he Jared Dudley. You think he going to be Dudds, huh?
It just doesn't matter, because John Wall doesn't have near the first ballot Hall of Fame ego that Russ does. You know it, and I know it, because John Wall's not considering himself a Hall of Fame player.
No, well,
right?
he's not. There's nothing to
Okay,
consider.
well, there you go. So you'd have somebody who would be pliable, who would be coachable, who would be malleable, who would say, whatever you need, I'll do. If you want me to sit, I'll sit. If you want me to lead the shock troops coming off the bench, I'll do it, because he's a clutch client. And LeBron could reason with him, and Rich Paul could reason with him. And it would have been smooth sailing all the way home. And I still say there's enough talent on this team. They could make a little bit of a playoff run if you got Russ out from under. He is the biggest fly in the ointment, because he's about as giant a fly as you've ever had.
Right.
And the problem with Russ is he is so psychologically devastating to a basketball team now, because I've never seen a phenomenon like this, that he's clearly a slam dunk first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Just as a solo act stat machine.
Yeah.
4 out of the last 5 years, he averaged a triple-double. We thought 1 year was impossible,
Right.
since the great
Oscar did
Big
it,
O,
61,
right?
62,
Yep.
yes.
And he did it 4 out of 5 years, and he's not that far off this year.
I don't think he can get it now, Skip.
He probably can't, but he's what?
What is it, 7?
18, 8, and 8. So
Okay.
it's okay. Everything's down across the board, and he has done some sacrificing. He's also a complete and utter disaster that is so hilarious to watch that you'd laugh if it weren't so sad for your Lakers.
Yeah, because
right?
he's never been in a situation like this, Skip. You think about OKC, he was revered. You think about Houston, they applauded him. Washington, when you go here and they yell, no, don't shoot, boo, boo. Skip, he's never experienced anything like this. I don't know if any great player of his caliber has gone through what he's gone through this year.
Okay. It's pathetically hilarious.
It is.
Because it's hard to watch, because it's painful.
Skip,
and I do. Listen, I hurt truly for LeBron on this. He's got the highest IQ in basketball. Of anybody on that floor, he's the one who hurts the worst, because he's saying, what are you doing?
Yeah, we've never seen Skip. I mean, Shaq has a thing called Shaq and a Fool.
Yeah.
And occasionally a guy will make it, but Russ makes it every night. This is you said he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a top 75. In the 75-year history of the NBA, he's one of the best 75 best players of all time. And he's on an edition of bloops and follies on a nightly basis. We've never seen someone like this as acclaimed as Russ.
Never, ever. He is acclaimed. I agree. And I can't disagree that he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, because he earned that.
Right.
With extraordinary, it's solo act performances, but it is performing.
Yeah, he's led the league in scoring a couple of times. He led the league in assists a couple of times. He's been an all-NBA player. He's a multiple-time All-Star. Yeah, you got no choice but to put him in.
Simply the greatest 6'3" and under rebounder we have ever seen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You remember Fat Lever back?
Yeah, I do. It's Denver.
Denver days. But I used to think he at 6'3" was the greatest rebounding guard I've ever seen. This guy is way beyond in effort and explosive athleticism and natural strength. I don't know how much he hits the weights. I think he does hit the weights, but he plays strong.
Right.
He plays strong in the paint, going for loose balls.
But the thing that annoys me, Skip, is that with Russ, he'll make a play and he'll do this or he'll do that right there or he'll hold the pose. Okay, when the reporters ask him, well, Russ, you didn't have a good game, he gets upset. Bruh, you can't have it just one way when you do things good. That's the reporter's job. When you didn't play well, when you 3 of 17 and you turned the ball over 5 times, why are you getting upset? But as soon as you make one shot, come on, man.
Well, you're living in the past. That's who you think you are. And he's as self-delusional as any player I've ever seen because he can't see what's happening around him. He doesn't get it.
All these seasons, as you mentioned, those last 5 seasons, 4 of those have been ended in triple-double. So that's how he sees himself. Right. As a Russ, as 28, a 27, 28-year-old, not the Russ in today's terms.
Yeah, and he continues to make mistakes that a high school point guard would get yanked for in a second.
Absolutely.
For any one of those mistakes, you'd get yanked. You'd have to go sit beside
Well,
the
after
coach.
a while, you get benched.
Yeah, that's
you're not starting lineup anymore.
You're just out. And yet he still leads, to this moment, the entire league in total turnovers at 225. And he is who we thought he was, who LeBron should have seen that he was. LeBron knew this, but he's, okay, so he's shooting 30.1% from 3. Well, that's about on his career average of 30.5.
Yes.
Except the problem is that 30.1 from 3 ranks 150th of 156 qualified three-point shooters. Well, it's hard to overcome that. And then his free throws, he used to be decent from the free throw line, and now your starting point guard for your Los Angeles Lakers is shooting 67.7%. That ranks 102nd of 104 players. Only the aforementioned Christian Wood and now Andrew Wiggins are beneath him in free throw shooting. It's hard to overcome. Because he's going to shoot some free throws and he's going to look, Westbrook them.
Well, think about it, Skip. You said it's hard to overcome. He's inefficient at shooting the ball anyway. And now when you foul him, put him on the line, he's not going to make you pay for fouling him. So now it's a double. So what do we do? He's one of the worst guys in the paint. Like I said, Skip, of 38 guys with at least 200 attempts in the paint, he's 37th.
There you go.
He shoots 53% on layups. How the hell you shoot 53% on layups?
Seriously, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, I've been watching this game for a long time. He has the worst hands of any point guard I've ever seen. They're terrible. He can't control the basketball when he takes off. He can still explode on occasion, not quite like he used to. And by the way, defensively, he still ranks okay. He's 44th overall in defense.
I don't know how. I don't know how, Skip.
I know, because he gets lost so many times. He gets blown by. Yeah, LeBron's now ranked 190th in individual defensive win shares. As a team, they're still sort of hanging in there at what are they, 14th overall? Yeah, they're 14th. So let me make sure about that. Yeah, 14th overall, which is it's better than it feels.
Well, you can't, Skip. You can't be 1, 14, 15, 16, 14. That's not going to cut it.
It's not going to cut it. So Ramona Shelburne's remarks on ESPN and she's very plugged in. And her point is, from what she's hearing from the inside, is that they weren't ready to give up on Russ because I think their pride's getting in the way. That's how I interpret this. Where
he's a local kid.
He's a local kid, and they feel like, have we done enough to help him? And obviously, has he done enough to sacrifice for us yet? Are there other ways we can go to better utilize him?
Bring him off the bench.
And in the end, it would be, he's just not going to. He will not literally sit still for that. He won't.
No.
I'm sorry, the ego's too big. And he's going to go James Harden on you. If you push it too far, he's just going to quit on you. Now you're going to have double jeopardy. Right?
Yes.
You're going to have him causing a distraction before the game in the locker room, right? Okay. And then Ramona's final point was that the Lakers didn't want to make change just for change's sake. Well, I thought it was change to get way better, to clear the air kind of a change. But they're too proud. They're the Los Angeles Lakers, and they're like, no, we can ride this out. We can figure this out. We have the brain power upstairs, obviously, with Pelinka and Kurt Rambis and the buses. And they all think we can figure this out and make it work, because their point about Russ is he's still too talented to give up.
What as good as that, Skip? What good is the talent if it's not manifesting itself in wins?
Yep.
There's a lot of talented people in the NBA, but that doesn't necessarily mean it equates to winning. But let me tell you what has happened, Skip. That championship brought them another year. You got 2 years. Now, the Laker Nation is not going to be as quiet, not as accepting next year as they have been this year. You got a championship, and so that bought you a year or two. It won't buy you year 3. So you got to make a decision. This is Skip. You know, this is L.A. There's too much going. Now, the Lakers and Dodgers, because they've been here for so long, the Rams don't have that luxury. We're going to talk about the Rams having to go all in. But, Skip, the Laker Nation is about championships. This here is unacceptable. And 5 games under 500.
And by the way, the pressure just ratcheted up because the Rams just broke through and won the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
Okay? And they're 5 under 500, and they face Utah tonight at home as a 5-point dog.
Oh, we got them.
Okay, well, do you?
What part about we got them? Put 2 cases on it.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Okay, done. Thank you. I got Utah
the brakes
tonight.
off them.
Okay.
And you ain't, and see, you could. I was gonna give you some points, but since you didn't want no points, we're gonna beat the brakes off y'all.
It should be. I should be giving you points.
Yeah, we don't want that. I was gonna give you them 5 points. Yeah, that's how come.
Do you want to do that? Okay.
You done took it for nothing.
Okay, I'll
2
take
cases.
2 cases. I got the Jazz.
And guess
all
what?
That Jazz.
Skip, here's the thing, Skip. They haven't played since Saturday night, well rested. A lot of these guys, other than LeBron, not going to have to play again until a week from Friday. Throw it all in. Go it all in. LeBron James about to have a 30-point triple-double, guaranteed.
Well, he owes his basketball team, because last seen on the national stage on Saturday night in the fourth quarter, a game that the Lakers trailed by only 1 going to the fourth, LeBron James went 1 for 10 in the fourth. That had to be the worst fourth quarter of his life.
Well, that was one of his worst games ever. 9 of 27. He scored 26 points. He had 27 shots.
He also had 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter.
1 for 10.
And by the way, to a little tip of the cap to Russ, that was actually on Saturday night the best you're going to get of Russ, because he basically stayed out of the way, right?
Yes.
He goes 7 of 13. That'll work.
We can live with that.
Yeah, and 1 of 2 from 3. So he only tried 2 threes, but he actually made 1. He made all 4 of his free throws.
Yes.
So he goes 19, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 turnover.
We can live with that.
1 turnover. You can live with that, but you cannot live with the King going 1 for 10 in the fourth quarter of a winnable game.
No.
All right?
Because he got off to a really great start. He got hot there like the second quarter. He was going playing really, really well, and then the wheels just came off. But, Skip, it's just hard for him to sustain it. I mean, at his age, you see he can put together, 10, 15, 20 minutes of a stretch.
I agree.
But that's when AD needs to take over, so LeBron can okay, I'm chill now. I already got me 20 in the bag. I can just chill, let AD take this whole third quarter, midway through the fourth, and if they need me to close. That man ain't got no business playing no 40, 38, 40 minutes in a ball game at this juncture of the season, let alone his career.
You guys are in big trouble. You know it, and I know.
Yeah, I do. I do know that. Yeah. But we gonna beat Utah tonight.
Really?
They in big trouble.
It sounds like you have no respect for Utah.
I got little to none. Yeah, got a lot of respect for D-Wade. D-Wade, rock on, bro. But we about to beat the brakes off your team.
No, unfortunately, he's not playing tonight.
Oh, well, they sure enough in trouble then.
Watch we just hope that the Lakers can figure something out for the rest of the season.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.